Hello, welcome to Yarn Chaos. This is episode 10. My name is Birgitta. I'm coming to you from Iceland. This is my podcast about knitting and other fiber related things. Today's episode is mostly about knitting and the giveaway that I'm going to be hosting. It's extremely windy outside right now, and I have been trying to record this episode, and the wind is just howling, and I'm just gonna have to look past it and hope that you can too. So I want to announce the giveaway that I'm going to be hosting alongside of my mom, who is a regular co-host on this podcast. She was unable to record with me today. Busy social life and all that. No, she's actually away over the weekend. We have a long weekend. It's Monday today, and it is a holiday for us, so she's just not at home. So but the reason why I wanted her with me on this episode is because she sewed a project bag for the giveaway, which I just thought was very just thoughtful of her, and just very nice of her to do. And so yeah, so it would have been nice to have her with me, but I did make her promise to be with me when we draw from the giveaway, which will be in the next episode 11. So and I'm hoping to keep that within like the next 2 weeks. So I think 2 weeks is a good time for people to have time to watch the episode, and yeah, and so that's the plan. I will talk about the giveaway towards the end. I'm gonna talk about some finished projects, and I actually have 2 finished projects for this episode, and one whip that I'm working on, and an FO, not an FO, a UFO, like an unfinished object that I have just never worn, and I'm gonna make some modifications to it and change it a little bit, and hopefully I will wear it. And then after that, I will talk about the giveaway and maybe some life chit chat things towards the end. So yeah, so that's the timeline. I haven't figured out how to do chapters or to skip forward or back. I'm editing these things all on my iPhone. So I hope I'll get very tech savvy in the future. Anyway, so my first finished object that I want to show you guys is my Talvinin sweater that I was making on my last episode. That wind is really howling. I have a microphone. I know it must be picking up on the howling of the wind. I hope it's picking up on my voice though, so you can hear that over the wind. But yeah, my first finished object is my Talvinin sweater. I've had it on, and it's just too hot to wear inside. So I took it off, and I will just show it to you. So this is it. And like, what a beautiful motif this is. This is the Talvinin from Caitlin Hunter. And it has been in my queue for a while, and I finally made it. I had bought the Kalevala knitting book. My mom and I actually bought it together, and I was flipping through it, and I was so inspired, and I love the sweaters in there. But when I was trying to decide what my next make would be, I was going through my PDFs that I purchased, and I saw this, and I was like, let me make this one first, and then I will get to the Kalevala. But there's a funny connection between the two, because the Talvinin is actually a bird from the Kalevala. So Caitlin Hunter's inspiration was from the Finnish folklore when she made this motif. So I think that's funny. So this is a stepping stone into the Kalevala knitting book that I will be hopefully making something soon. I have to buy the yarn for it, so I just want to flip through it again and make a decision on the first item. So but this one, Caitlin Hunter Talvinin. It's raised in the back. I don't know if you can see that. Here's the front. And I decided just to use 2 colors. This is, sorry, I was a little interrupted. Trying to think where I was at. So the Talvinin by Caitlin Hunter. You can see she has like 3 colors. There's a different color here than she has here, and then the main color. I decided just to have 2 colors on mine. The main color for me is it's like a very dark chocolatey brown, and the second color is like this gold color, and I just had the one contrast color. And I knit mine with quite a bit of positive ease. I did choose the size above to meet, because she says to have like 2 to 4 inches of positive ease. The size above mine, so I am a 48-inch bust, which is 122 centimeters. I'm 5'11", very tall and busty, and so I chose the size above, which is a 52, so just that is 4 inches. But I didn't gauge swatch, and I know my gauge was like roughly where it should be, but I was also very conscious of trying to knit loose, and so I've definitely got more than 4 inches. Haven't measured it, but it's definitely more than 4 inches of positive ease. But I wanted an oversized sweater. So I actually followed the pattern. In the pattern, you go up a needle size every so often to give you that A-line. That's what I did. And yeah, that way the stitch count is the same, but you are getting an A-line shape. And so the needles I was using for the bottom motif are a couple of sizes above from the top. But it worked out, and I was afraid it would be too loose, but it's fine. Once I blocked it, it just evened out. It looks really good. So the motif at the bottom, and has these little baubles, which I think are so cute. I love baubles. I know it's like not everybody likes making them. I don't mind. I actually wrap the yarn around and tighten it so that it's a little more pronounced, but it has baubles here as well on the cuffs. And yeah, I just absolutely love this sweater. I wonder if you can see the A-line. Let me see. It does come out a little bit. Can't really see, but Talvinin sweater by Caitlin Hunter. It's a little awkward because I'm so close to the camera. I'm trying to show you, but I will take some finished photos of me wearing it and put it on my Instagram feed, which I will have linked below, so you'll be able to see what that looks like on me. But yeah, so that's the first finished object. And the second one that I have is for my daughter. So she's 9, and I was wearing my No Frills sweater, and she was like petting my arm as you do, and she's like, wow mom, this is so soft. She's like, I really want a sweater in this. And you know, you don't have to tell me twice. My kids aren't very they're not really lining up for knitted garments, you know, so when they ask, I try to deliver. And I asked her what color she would want, and she said either a dark green or a light blue. And so I went to my local yarn store, and she had a light blue in Drops Baby Merino. Yep, I think that's it. If it's not, I'll put it on the bottom of the screen. And Kidsilk mohair. So this is the sweater, and it's based off the No Frills sweater simply just because of the yarn choice. So it's a Kidsilk mohair held double with a fingering weight Drops Baby Merino. And but I didn't use the No Frills pattern. Reason being that you see how the neckline is much lower in the front? I know that it bothers her just like it bothers me to have it too high on the neckline. So I really like a low neckline. And I actually used the So Faded sweater by Andrea Mowry. Back when I was really getting into knitting sweaters, I knit that sweater for my daughter that's getting this one. She was just like 3, and I did a So Faded sweater on her, and I really liked the neckline. And since then, I've cast on a lot of sweaters using Andrea Mowry's neckline from the So Faded sweater, and then I'll just modify it and then start going after the pattern that I'm following. So if it has a motif, I'll make sure my numbers line up, and then I'll be able to use the pattern that I wonder if that makes sense. So I'll start with a neckline and then like increase to where I can use the other pattern I'm using if I'm like Frankensteining 2 patterns together. I hope that makes sense. So for her sweater, I picked the neckline, picked the size that I thought she would need, and then I just kind of, once I made the neckline, I increased until I had the depth that I needed, and I tried it on her, and then I split for the sleeves, and I just knit the body, and I must have tried it on her like 3 times to get the length she wanted, and yeah, and it worked out. And I actually did a folded over neckline and just sewed it down. I think that looks really nice, and it's puckering a little bit right here. I haven't washed it, so I'm hoping that'll work itself out after I soak it and wash it. But the arms I made like a bracelet length so that because I know it's superwash, so I know it'll grow a little bit, and she also doesn't like her sweaters to be, she doesn't like the sleeves to be too long because it like crumples up in her coat, and that annoys her. So so it's bracelet length now. I haven't washed it. I'm gonna wet block it, and I'll let y'all know if it grows a lot, but I'm hoping it'll grow a little bit because I do want her to use it for the next year. It is oversized on her, but I'm just really excited that she wanted a handmade sweater from her mom. And yeah, so inspired by the No Frills by Petite Knits, but pattern used by Andrea Mowry from her So Faded sweater for the neckline. And this is not the only sweater that I do this with. But yeah, so that's that. So that's my second finished object. And the other thing I want to show you is a sweater that I made that's also by Caitlin Hunter. It's the Soldotna sweater, and I made it during COVID. I had to self-isolate for a week. I'm a teacher, and a student of mine got COVID, and so we had to self-isolate. So I had to isolate from my family in my bedroom, and thank goodness I had my stash in there because I spent the week knitting on the Soldotna. I pulled out some of my DK weight yarn that I had, and I held double some of my fingering weight to get this this color combination. And because it's short sleeve and cropped, I finished it within that week. So problem is that it's been 2 years, and I've never worn it. I haven't sewn in the ends. I tried it on and I thought, oh, I'll definitely wear it over a dress. I'll definitely wear it over a tunic. But I never do, and I haven't. And I haven't even put the ends away because I just know I won't wear it. It's my first like sleeveless sweater, and it just feels awkward on my body. I don't like, I just don't like the lack of sleeves. I do like sleeves that hit below my elbow, so I think what I'm gonna do to save this sweater is I'm gonna rip out the ribbing here. I'm gonna find a color, like an orange speckled color, in DK, and I'm just gonna rip this back and just use the helico knitting method to mix this orange color in with the new one that I'm gonna buy and extend the length of the body and on the arms. I'll probably keep the arms just like right below the elbows. I think that'll be fine. So that I'll actually wear it, because I love how the motif looks. I think the colors are so great, and I love how it looks, and I wish I would wear it. And so that's my plan. Save this little unfinished object and give it a new life, blow some fresh air into it, and I don't even know if you say that, blow fresh air into it, breathe new life into it. That's what I was gonna say. Yeah, so hopefully in a future episode you'll be seeing me wearing this. Yeah, so that's that. And the last thing that I want to show you before getting into the giveaway is my current whip. I teased about it a little bit on my Instagram, which, by the way, my Instagram is Yarn Chaos, and I'll have the links below. Sorry, taking a month off podcasting is not a very good idea. But anyway, so I actually got, my mom had some plates of Plötulopi that she wasn't going to use. It's probably just not her color. She was going to make a green sweater, but for whatever reason, she just knew she wasn't going to use this. She had three plates of Plötulopi in this green color. It's a little bit brighter than what it's showing on screen. I was telling her, if you watched a couple episodes back, I made the tulip sweater from Melody Hoffman, and I held Plötulopi double with Kidsilk mohair, and it's a cropped sweater, but it is past my elbows, the arms, and it's not super cropped, and I like the tulip design at the hem of the body, and I use that sweater a lot. It breathes so well. Plötulopi just has that ability. You can wear it inside without getting overheated, and because it's just below my elbows, I can wear it indoors, over a dress, over a tunic, and I really like that look, and I've used it a lot. So I was saying to my mom that I really want to make another one, maybe not the tulip design, but I do like that look. So maybe this will end up being like that. But I was telling her I wanted to make another one similar to the tulip out of Plötulopi and Kidsilk mohair held double. And she's like, I have 3 skeins that I'm not going to be using. You can just have them. And so thank you, Mom. Yeah, so she said that I could have these 3 skeins. And so when I went to my local yarn store to pick up what I'm going to be giving away, I also picked up some Kidsilk mohair for this current project of mine. So initially I was gonna try to find a Kidsilk mohair that would match this wool. Like, it didn't have to match completely, but like I wanted a similar color, but I couldn't find it. And when I was there, I was like, I wonder what this would look like. It's okay, here it looks super dark, but like this is the color. It's just a mossy dark green. And I decided to buy it and swatch and see what it looked like. And I swatched yesterday, and I really like how it looks, and I am excited about this project. So yeah, so I did give a little teaser on my Instagram. I showed the swatch and the wool, and yesterday was like a super rainy day. It rained all day long, and my 2 younger kids and my husband and I were decided to have a Marvel marathon. And so started the sweater. I ripped back twice, and reason being that I was initially going to make the Felix cardigan, and then I decided against it because I saw that the Felix cardigan, it's like right up here, and for me it's just uncomfortable. And so I thought maybe I could Frankenstein like I did with this, and make the So Faded collar from Andrea Mowry from her sweater, so it would be lower in the front. As you can see, I've done that. You can see how low it is here. But then when I was trying to do the increases with the eye loops, I didn't do it right, and for one, and I just had eye loops going down, and the Felix has it coming out, so it looks like a leaf, and it's really pretty. And then when I was looking at my eyelets, I was like, oh, I wonder how secure they are, because this is you know, single strand with Kidsilk mohair. And I just decided, I mean, I'm sure it would have been fine, but I just decided to rip it back again, and just to keep the raglan increases closed, so there's no eyelets here. Yeah, so this is what it looks like. It's just the beginning stages. There's a lot more knitting that you can't see because I ripped it back twice and I was pretty much this far along each time I ripped it back. So trial and error, I don't mind it. I did swatch to get the right gauge for the fabric, and you know, so I knew what needles I wanted to use, but I'm kind of just making this up as I go, using a pattern from Andrea Mowry, but it's it calls for fingering weight, and so I had to find the right size for me. And yeah, so I ended up using her smallest size, which you cast on 70 stitches, and then I'm just going to increase until it fits me. So that's the beautiful thing about doing top-down sweaters, is that you can just pop it on, see how it lays, and just increase until you can split for the sleeves. So that's my plan. And like, I wish you guys could smell this. This is like, oh, it is just the sheepiest smell. It smells so good. I'm telling you, like, knitting for me is definitely the texture, the smell, the color, playing with colors. It is so much more than just knitting or just getting the finished object for me. Yeah, this is definitely for the senses as you're knitting it. So yeah, and to show you, like, I'm gonna give you like this is what it knits up as close up, so you can see kind of how it looks a little bit marled, but depending on how the light hits it, but I think I like the fabric. I like how the color's looking. So I'll be working on this. Just a plain, simple sweater that I know I'm gonna get a lot of work on. And I know that I'm trying to like think what I need in my wardrobe, and I know that I definitely need a black sweater in my wardrobe. And I think I would love to make one out of Plötulopi and Kidsilk mohair. Surprise. But yeah. And while I have this, I have to give a shout out to Maria. I've watched her podcast for many years now. She recently changed it to Knitting in the Dark. But I don't know if you can see this guy, but this is a raven from her. And a little stone. How cute is this guy? Oh, I hope you can see him. Yeah, Knitting in the Dark, Maria. Take a look at her shop. It's really beautiful. I went on there because she had a rabbit foot charm, but when I got on there, it was sold out, but they had this raven, and I love ravens. I'm gonna show you something real quick, bear with me. I don't know if you can see these. These are 3 circular canvases with ravens on them. And that's just a portion of the raven collection I have. So I bought this charm and I love it. Okay, so that's that. So now we're just getting into the giveaway, and I have I'm gonna ask you to subscribe to my channel and leave a comment below. So those two things are a requirement for the giveaway. I'm celebrating more than 3,000 subscribers, and I just want to thank you guys so much. And this is my mine and my mom's way of thanking you for tuning in. And so subscribe, leave a comment below on what you think you'll make out of what you win, but it's not a requirement. You can also just leave a comment or emoji or whatever, doesn't matter. But the main, well, I think they're just as good. There's two gifts. The main one is this project bag, or one of them is this project bag made by my mom. It is a two colored project bag, boxed, as you can see, and it's pretty large. She based this one off of a project bag she made recently and loves, but it's like scaled down. It's not as wide. It's like about this size here. And she decided when she was going to make it for the giveaway, she would make it a little bit wider so that you can use this for sweaters, large shawls. You could put 2 projects in here. You can also just have baby knitwear, anything really. And has a zipper and 3 pockets on the inside, and they look like this, and they're pretty deep. They go all the way to the bottom, and you can actually fit a pretty large phone in here. I have an iPhone, I don't remember what I have, 11 or 12 or something, but it's the large one, and it just slides in here very comfortably. And so 3 pockets, and along with it are these Plötulopi. So we have like a camel. This is like a, I don't know what color this is. This is the color. Let me show you the number there. But you've got 2 skeins of this like camel color, and then a contrast color, which is like a rustic, yeah, just a rust color. And I thought this would be like great mittens, like colorwork mittens. And I looked up on Ravelry, and Ellie from Skein Deer Knits has some gorgeous patterns that she uses this weight for. So I'm sure you can find some good patterns on there. But this is going to be inside the project bag, and this is going to be one gift. This will go together. And as you can see, there's plenty room at the bottom for more skeins or project. So this is the first gift. And the second one, which I think is equally as nice, is some plates of Plötulopi. And it's in this like medium natural brown color. And yeah, I hope you can see that. I've got windows in front of me. I'm hoping this is like natural light is showing it best off. But yeah, so there's 4 of them, and I'm hoping that's enough for a main color. The tulip sweater that I'm using, I only used 3 plates, but I held it double with Kidsilk mohair, and that is a cropped sweater, and it's not a full-length sweater. I have it just down to my elbows. I'm 5'11" and 48-inch bust, or 122 centimeters. So I hope that gives you like reference. So I put an extra one in here if you wanted to make it longer, add some other maybe wool to make color work. But I thought this would be a great base to a nice make, whether it's a sweater or something else. So this is the giveaways. Hope you enjoy it. I gave mom like full range on fabric, and I said, just, you know, pick something that you would like. And I just think this is very neutral and yeah, just beautiful. I love this fabric. And yeah, I think she did a great job. So yeah, so to enter the giveaway, write a comment what you would like to make out of this, or just leave a comment of whatever. There's only rule that I ask is that you subscribe and leave a comment. Of course, I don't want to have a month in between podcasts. I want to have them a little bit sooner. I will draw for the giveaway in 2 weeks. So let's just make a decision when the next podcast will go up. So let's just say I will put a podcast up on no later than the 10th of June. So I will probably record it on the 9th of June and give myself some editing grace and have it up by the 10th of June. And that's when I will draw for the giveaway, June 10th. I hope that gives everybody some time to watch this episode and yeah, apply for it. Yeah, so life chit chat. Some fun things that have happened is that our oldest has graduated from, I'm never sure what to call it. The way our school system is set up here in Iceland is that 1st through 10th grade is like your basic school, your primary school. By law, every child has to finish 10th grade. And that's, I am a teacher and I teach in the primary school, 1st to 4th grade. And then after 10th grade, there is a secondary school where most of them are 3 to 4 years, and she finished secondary school. So our school that she went to is a 3-year program, and because of COVID, it got extended a little bit for her, and so she's finishing up now, and we're just very proud of her. So she actually moved out of our little town here in Iceland. She moved to the States to live with my sister-in-law, and yeah, she's just gonna spread her wings and get some experience under her belt and live a little. And we're super proud and want the best for her, and we are really excited. And I totally understand leaving a small town to go do something, you know, see the world and all that. So we'll see what she does. She's looking into schools, getting a job and that sort of thing, just settling in her new environment. And our second oldest is going to Mexico tomorrow for a school trip. They are all the kids that are graduating, and not all the kids, but the kids that want to, that are graduating or soon will be graduating. Because of COVID, some of it got extended, but they're going on a trip to Mexico for like 10 days. And so that's exciting. So that'll be different for us to have only 2 kids in the house as opposed to 4. And yeah, and the other thing that is changing for me is that I have been a homeroom teacher for the past 6 years, teaching 1st to 4th grade. Yeah, so I've been a classroom teacher for the past 6 years. I've been teaching for 7. My first year of teaching, I was relieving a textile teacher during her maternity leave. And then after that, I've been a classroom teacher since. And so I've been teaching 1st through 4th grade. And we actually, a lot of times, follow our kids up a level. So I started teaching 1st grade, and I followed my kids up to 2nd to 3rd to 4th grade, and then I started back down in 1st grade. It's not always like that, but that's very common here in Iceland. But now there was an opportunity to go back into working with textiles or being a textile teacher. That position opened up and I applied for it, and I will be a textile teacher this fall, which is exciting. When I went to the university, I actually learned to become an art teacher, but the way my schooling was is that I was on a I'm not sure how to like, you have your base teaching, so you can be a regular teacher in primary school, but your extra credits and things is what I specialized in, and that was in art. And so I can be a classroom teacher or an elective teacher, and I'm really excited to be going. Even though my schooling is art teacher, my heart lives in the textiles, and I'm really excited about this change in my career. So that happened, and yeah, and we've got about, oh man, this wind. We've got about a week left of school. The kids have their last week coming up. They're going on summer leave pretty soon, and I've got about a week after that of working, and then I'll be on summer leave. So very exciting. And we're going to do some traveling this summer, like I mentioned in one of my episodes around the island. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'm excited about the giveaway, and I'll be back in 2 weeks. 10th of June, I will post a new episode. Until then, have a great time doing all the creative things that your heart desires. Bye-bye.